Are Onyx Boox about to release an actual e-ink phone? This is a Palma 2, but it has 4G connectivity, and it's probably not one of a kind, but almost certainly one of the very few that are in this country, the United Kingdom. And the reason that I had one is because Boox asked me to do a little bit of beta testing for them. So I've had this for a couple of months now. I've traveled in Europe and I've traveled to the United States, and I can tell you that the 4G connectivity was as you would expect. But it isn't quite a phone, because although it did come with a telephone app, the people at Boox were a little bit surprised that I thought that they were going to release an e-ink phone. This is really just a phone-sized e-reader, but with 4G connectivity. What's the difference between that and a phone, you might ask? Well, if they don't bother to put in a phone app, then you'll be stuck, if you wanted to use it as a phone, using some third-party telephone app. It won't be officially supported. You'd certainly be able to put on WhatsApp or things like this and link it to your ordinary phone number, but I wouldn't see this as being a full-on replacement for a phone. And some reasons for that are, well, you can see there's no selfie camera there. There's no NFC, so you can't do things like tap to pay. If you did want to look at an e-ink phone, then you're far better currently looking at the Bigme Highbreak Pro. This is the Highbreak Pro Color, or the Bigme Highbreak Pro Black and White. And I've really enjoyed using both of these devices, but I think Boox are betting on that still most people won't want to give away and give up their full iPhones or Android phones, and they just want an e-reader which is mobile connected. It's always been the case. They have talked about the Palma series as being a mobile e-reader, not an e-ink phone. It's just people like me who have announced that that's what they want from these things. And you can see right now the Bigme Highbreak Pro Color has my SIM card in it, and it is running at 5G speeds, as well as, of course, my home Wi-Fi, etc. as well. Bigme are going for an e-ink phone, something which isn't easy to do, and there have been other brands try this and I think fail largely. This idea of a minimal phone, for example, is very compelling, but if not done well, you get into a world where you'd rather not use it. And of course now there is the TCL ePaper Ultra 60, and that is a phone with a ePaper screen, so it's not e-ink, importantly, and a excellent XP Pen stylus, and they're going to send me one of those to review, and I'm looking forward to bringing that for you as well. And at the same time, of course, Remarkable are banking on this smaller, more mobile form factor as well. But the word phone does not even come close when you're talking about the Remarkable move. Back to the Boox though, because as I said, this guy is not likely to ship as it is. You are not likely to see a black and white Palma 2 just with a SIM card added, which is what I've got here. And I wanted to get on camera really quickly because I've got to ship it off to someone else in the United Kingdom who works for Boox, who is going to test this out with a range of different SIM cards and make sure that they do get really high quality and reliable mobile signals. So I think there's a lot to be said for that Boox are really investing a lot in testing this before they bring it out. And when they first bought the Palma 2 and I said, why didn't you put a SIM card in it? Why isn't it mobile connected? They said, well, that's a bit more of a challenge than you maybe think. And yeah, they're clearly committed to bothering to test this thing out before they bring it to market. They don't want a situation where people complain that they're not getting a reliable connection, for example. What are they going to bring? Probably called something like a Palma 2 Pro or a Palma 2C. They're going to bring a color Palma with a SIM card slot. That's all I really know about it so far, except to say that it looks very much similar to this. It isn't the same color. Version that I saw at IFA was white, looked a lot more similar to this in terms of its color. But other than that, as far as I could see, the only main difference was the color e-ink screen, probably an identical screen to this one in the Bigme, which I have to say I have been reading quite a bit on with my son, and we've been enjoying it. The screen looks just as crisp as you would expect from e-ink at 300 ppi, and the color looks really good as well. Demo that a little bit more. Look at that. That looks very swish. So I think the Boox Palma with 4G is going to be really, really good. I think that it will give Bigme a bit of a run for their money because there are still some software issues that they're promising fixes for in their latest updates. I'll keep covering that as I use that more and more as my daily phone. But it won't be a Boox phone.